Hello everyone, welcome to the channel Wealth and Investment. Here are three main tips that I've observed and learned that should be adopted by everyone at the times of recession. The number one tip is to must have an emergency fund. Emergency fund is basically a fund that is in your savings account to help you in times when there is a chance that you might be fired from your job and will be needing some extra funds until you find your next job, right? So emergency funds are funds to help you in times when one of your family member has encountered some form of medical emergency and the bill is way above your average salary, right? So if you have an emergency fund, any unforeseen events can be accounted for because you have some funds lying in your savings account. Now, important thing is to realize that if you have an investment and you do not have an emergency fund, then it can be very risky for your entire portfolio. This is because since you do not have an emergency fund, you have invested money, and suddenly if you lose your job, the first thing you're going to do is to pull out the investment because you do not have an emergency fund to cater for your short-term needs. So even before you invest money, it is very important to have some idle cash saved in your emergency fund. Since you have pulled out the investment, you will also be foregoing any potential returns at the later time. Have you sold off the investment 1 year later, right? So the key lesson here is to have some savings in your emergency fund so you do not have to pull out good investments that you have made and would not have potentially foregone the returns from that investment as well. The second tip to adopt is to never stop saving for your retirement, even if you're in recession. Every cent saved for retirement counts at the end. The money you can save today can have a really huge impact in later years. The only time to stop saving for retirement is a time when you're ready to retire. The reason why I say this is because for me, retirement is not a date when you stop working. For me, retirement is a time period when you fully become financially independent and you have enough money to last your life. The sooner you do that, the better position you will be able to be in, and you would also be better able to enjoy your life if you're financially independent and do not have to worry about what will happen in future if you lose your job, etc., right? Now, coming to the third tip, always invest for the long term. If you invest long term, you will be able to weather the short term risks. So when market crashes due to pandemic, etc., we can wait for a year or two before the market recovers back again. So apart from the percentage increase in market over a period of time, long-term investors can also benefit in terms of tax advantages on capital gains. That being said, it is also important to monitor your stocks time to time to see if the balance sheet is performing well. So these are the three tips to adopt, and they should not only be limited to recession time period. You should reflect and see if you're adopting them generally as well. Until next time, signing off from Wealth and Investment channel.